Look at the goal scorer, but he does have 17 goals in 27 games for the London Knights. And a chance, by the way, to play in a 4th consecutive Memorial Cup this year with London. Theodore bats that ahead, and Jake Virtanen had that swatted away. As Adrian Kempa plays it back, the LA first-round pick is Kempa. Now brought in by the Swedes, they set things up. In comes Lindbolt, drops it back to the point to Englund. Cross he goes to Forsling, and Gustav Forsling's shot was blocked by Domi. And a race for it now, as Andreas Englund goes back for it. Shots are 7-1 in favor of Canada. It was 53-20 on Friday night in Toronto. And the Russians won that game 2-1 as Ilya Sorokin put on a goaltending clinic against Canada. Rasmus Asplund, just 17 years of age is Asplund, number 16, digging for it in the corner. Takes a hard bump there from Higgins.
He's not even a draft eligible till next year.
Yeah, 2016, he's a late birthday in 1997. So he just turned 17, played in the Swedish Elite League, now known as the Swedish Hockey League.
On one knee, just kind of hanging out. Yeah, he didn't take 15 shots in the warm-up as Samuel Ward took most of them.
Now Kempa with a puck down low, sends it back in front. It's picked off, and away comes Canada. Jake Virtanen, the Vancouver first-round pick, comes leaping in. He's squeezed off the puck by Lagesson. Now coming in hard is Julius Bergman. As he spills Lawson Krause. Now Krause back to his feet. Centers it. Virtanen a shot. Ward the save. The rebound chopped out of midair, but held by Krause. Plays it across to Bowie. He looks down low for Virtanen. Now Braden Point, number 9 with it. Point penciled as Canada's 13th forward for this game tonight. Canada dressing 13 forwards and 7 defensemen, as it will throughout the tournament. This is the De La Rose has 3 goals in 29 games with the Hamilton Bulldogs of the American League. It was Montreal's last cut in training camp.
Plays a hard game to me. He projects as a 3rd-line player in North America once he gets to the NHL level. Good skater, real strong.
Now Bowie can't reach that pass. And De La Rose wrapped it around. By the way, not every Swedish player is named Bauhaus. That's sponsorship at work. They put the names down low. And then we got a penalty coming. And finally, Rasmus Asplund had the emergency swing to knock that away. The Swedes are offside of the Canadian line, and play is called. 3 to go in the second period.
That was an important kill for Canada. After the Swedes score, they get the goal from Duclair and then a big kill, and maybe you flatten the Swedes' energy out a little bit.
And when Canada plays Switzerland on Tuesday, the Canadians will get a good look at a Swiss team that bottles things up, especially on smaller ice. Puck chipped over the glass into the Swedish zone. Here's 2009. Tremendous New Year's Eve game between Canada and the U.S. Erik Karlsson was electrifying for the Swedes that year in the city where he was drafted by Ottawa. Aho fires it down in the Canadian zone. It bounced right on the stick for a moment of Wallmark, then knocked away. And of course, Jordan Eberle in the semifinals against the Russians. People forget, though, how good the overtime was in the shootout. And Eberle scored the winner in the shootout. And he's not a big collector. He didn't save the stick. In fact, he kept using it. He finally broke it in the game playing for Regina, and the trainer realized that was the stick he'd used, taped it back together and gave it to him, put it in a trash can.
Well, some guys like to collect everything.
Well, how about something?
Yeah, but I don't know. After a while, where are you going to put it?
The other funny thing was that no one knows where the puck is. The puck was used for the overtime of the shootout. No pucks went into the crowd, and no one knows where that puck is. Maybe you have it. You are a secret collector.
Not at all.
No, you collect.
I have almost nothing.
Just fond memories.
And some other ones.
And 1,500 penalty minutes.
Yeah. I don't know, after a while, seriously, where are you going to put it? You can't build a shrine to yourself, right?
Here's Nylander playing it back. Well, some have. Here's Krause with it. Flips it high in the air, back down to the Swedish zone as Forsling goes back for it, the Swedish goal scorer.
You mentioned, Gord, 11 years with just nothing.
In 2003 in Halifax, Sweden came within an eyelash of being relegated. And that year, the Swedes convened the National Hockey Summit. Dropped back to Adrian Kempa. Now played rink wide for Keelington. Keelington back at the point for Forsling. His long shot bounces off the end boards. And one of the findings of that National Summit, too much structure. Too much focus on structure and defense in Swedish hockey. Not enough focus on skill development. A long shot goes just wide from Walmart. And Gauthier with it now for Canada through the middle. For Virtanen. And Krause. Now fed ahead by Lawson Krause. So Canada with a 4-1 lead. 13 to go in the third period. Again, Sweden holding out hope that Andre Burakovsky will be loaned by Washington. And that shot lifted on goal by Aho. Currently in the American Hockey League.
They have one of their better defenders, Robert Hogg, who's out of the lineup. He's playing in the American Hockey League with Philadelphia's farm team this year. He's just not playing tonight.
Now look out, Gauthier, that long shot, and Samuel Ward had to hang on to that.
As well, their number one goaltender, who's not playing as well, but Canada stretched it out.
That shot knocked down in front. Digging for it there is Gauthier on the initial drive by Hetherington, and now more pushing and shoving breaks out.
And that's not going to happen to most of these players. They've seen each other somewhere along the line with all the international competitions there are.
Krause and Lagesson go off with 9:52 to go, so we'll have some 4-on-4 here in the third period.
Lagesson's played a pretty stout game for the Swedes. He's competed really hard. He's been involved physically. An Edmonton fourth rounder, he's the one that plays, as you mentioned earlier, Gord, that plays
including 8 goals. There's often a drop-off when a player gets sent back. Not for him.
Scored his first shift. One way to come back, I guess.
Now Virtanen digs for it. And diving to poke it out is Asplund. Lifted move at the line by Moran. Drops it off, and that shot by Krause is stopped by Ward, who hangs on to that. 6:25 to go in the third. Frederick Gauthier's into it. Anton Bleed from him, and Lawson Krause has it. Nylander at his pocket pick by Virtanen. Walks in and shoots, and Ward couldn't glove that. Now sent back in front. And the pass just missed Krause. There's Nurse with the drive high off the glass. Braden Point, number 9, digging for it. Driving Western Hockey League opponents nuts. Once again is Braden Point, another big offensive year for Moose Jaw in the Western League.
44 points, 29 games for Braden Point.
Now jumping in, Nylander taken down. That might be a penalty shot, and it is. So Nylander tripped with 3:58 to go on a treatment. Sebastian Aho with it. And here's Bowie. French there by Asplund, made the play. In comes Virtanen, and he whistled that wide. And Kempe back with it. In comes Paul. And Point couldn't knock it out. Point still digging for it. 25 seconds to go in the third. And Christopher End is hustled down there by Bowie. That might be a penalty when the tournament starts. Not tonight. And the lead pass goes to Lawson Krause. So Anthony Duclair with a strong performance tonight. And Canada impresses in Ottawa. Outshooting the Swedes 33-19 and recording a 5-2 victory.
From a defensive standpoint, Canada didn't